few weeks ago, we decided to tackle what will become the biggest project of this entire refit.
Oh, what?
Oh, there it is. There it goes.
And now that the glasswork is done, it's time to put our keel and our boat back together again.
It was supposed to rain until 5. We were supposed to have 4 more hours to get this done.
Like Uma has an IV drip.
Quite the experiment. It's pretty cool. I like it. All right, we left the bag on overnight and it feels nice and hard. The guys just came back this morning to take the vacuum pump and stuff away. So now we get to unwrap this thing and see if all that work was worth it. I'm a little bit anxious. I'm a little bit nervous.
It's like Christmas.
It's kind of like Christmas, and I really hope that it worked. So, happy case, it looks just like it did when we were done hand laying, because like we were doing a good job hand laying and fin rolling a bit in between, and we put peel ply on it. So like, if it looks the same as it did when we put the vacuum bag on, I'll be happy. Best case, the vacuum bag actually took some of the air bubbles out and it's even clear and it's even more solid and it's just like chef's kiss. Worst case is that because it's such a slow curing epoxy and it's quite thin, it has low viscosity, it wets out the glass really easily, but anywhere where it's vertical, it kind of like sags and drains out. And so, because it's also really hot, the viscosity is even lower. So the issue we were having inside is that we would wet it all out and it would look perfect, and then we'd come back 3 or 4 hours later and some of the resin had sort of like sunken down into the bilge, and so it left these sort of like dry spots that didn't have any resin in it, kind of like an air bubble but not quite. And so then it was still squishy enough we could go with the fin roll and squish them out, but because we bagged this and covered it, we couldn't check 4 to 6 hours later. So I'm really hoping that the vacuum bag did what it was supposed to and keep all that resin like up where it was supposed to be so it didn't sag down. That's what I'm hoping happens.
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out.
Truth.
So far, so good. Plus the peel ply is gonna come off too. I like it.
Save this plastic?
No.
Okay, good, because it's not savable.
I'm taking it off already.
Yeah, in a trash bag too.
Look at that. It looks good. It looks so good.
Oh yeah. Oh, this satisfies. Oh yeah.
There's the little bit.
Like, it's not as good as it could be, but it's really good.
I mean, it's
Like-
better than if we didn't vacuum, to be honest. because,
Yeah,
like,
I
we
mean,
would
there's
have had all
still
these pockets.
some imperfections, but it doesn't have all of that like dried out area at the top that I was worried
No,
about.
it's evenly. It's evenly wet.
It looks pretty close and good.
I like it a lot.
Did we put it? Shocking. It doesn't rip very well. Yeah, I think we're good on this side. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, well, the bag just came off the outside and the keel looks really good. But because we added a bunch of layers on the outside, now we need to re-drill all of the holes for the keel bolts to go through from the inside. Luckily, I still have my badass drill bit that I made. So it's only about 5 millimeters of glass we added. So it'll be easy to drill, but we just need to open the holes back up again and clean them up. That's more than 3.5 millimeters. Nice. Yeah, so that's how much thickness we added to the outside of the keel stub plus double that amount of glass on the inside plus G10 plus the original stub. So I think it's about 2 inches thick now. That's pretty cool.
So while we're setting up the lift, I think this is a perfect time to talk about this week's sponsor, Incogni. Do you know what Incogni is?
Isn't that the way you watch porn so your mom doesn't find out?
What?
Oh, that's incognito. Never mind.
So you guys know that beyond working on the boat, we also spend a lot of time on the computer, on the internet, doing research, staying connected with you guys, replying to comments.
I feel like it's like 1 hour on the boat, 2 hours on a computer. Does that feel about right?
I feel like that would be about
Yeah.
right. So doing that, a lot of our personal information is out there and exposed. So basically up for grabs, like our names, our email addresses, our social media accounts.
It's all floating around in
Everything is floating
cyberspace.
around and is up for grabs for data brokers and
creepy.
scammers to grab. And basically what they do is that they grab that personal information and then they sell it to the highest bidder. And sometimes it's health insurances, sometimes it's political groups, sometimes you don't even know that it's happening because it's all hidden. This is where the sponsor of this week's video, Incogni, comes in handy because it's a service that takes all that personal data that is out there in the world and gets it removed from all the potential risks that you can have.
cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. So
Can you like delete yourself from the internet?
I mean, I don't know if you can get that far, but all this information that people shouldn't have, basically they request for them to get it removed.
So you can get like deleted off those stupid email lists.
Yes.
Where you just get like, "Hi, Sailing Uma, blah 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 blah," and we're like, "Ugh."
And the
Yeah, I
crazy
see.
thing-
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and it also prevents, because the more people get access to your information, the more you're at risk of getting hacked. Your social media
Yeah.
can get hacked, your email address can get hacked, and I think you had
I got hacked.
similar. Yeah.
I got hacked a couple of years ago. I used to have, I'm not going to say it, but my private email address got hacked, and because it's linked to your Facebook account, they hacked my Facebook and like started asking all my family members for like $500 because like I was stuck in the UK and I needed to get a new passport. No, because it was this whole thing. But I mean, I have more than one email address, so I just emailed all my family being like, I was hacked. It's spam. And it took like a couple of weeks to get my Facebook profile back, and I never got my email address back. So now my email address is different, which sucks because it used to be way cooler.
Yeah, and that was way back in the days, but today there's
Yeah.
platforms like Incogni that are, their whole job is to prevent that from happening to you,
wish.
which I think is super helpful, and I think everybody needs something like that in their lives. You sign up once and then they just get to work. So it's like if we had a team of digital cleaners do the work for us.
Secret
while
agents
we
crawling
focus
around
on,
the internet.
building our boat.
That'd be nice.
That would be nice, but we still have to do the work ourselves. So if you want to try Incogni, I'll leave the link in the description below. It's incogni.com/sailinguma, and then the code is, you want to guess?
Sailing Uma?
Yeah.
Yes, nailed
And you
it.
get 60% off when you sign up. So give it a try. And yeah, we're going to get back to trying to get that boat connected to our keel. All right, guys, the lift is back today, and today is the big day. We're going to delicately and surgically try to lower our boat onto our keel, which is going to be very tricky because we have a lot of bolts at different angles and they have to match their respective holes. So I hope this works.
The lift came and we lowered it and got it pretty close. We got the first 2 bolts to touch in the holes that they're supposed to go into. However, the lift's not really accurate enough and precise enough to actually move the boat like millimeters at a time to get all the keel bolts lined up. And so we've got it on stands and we've just been going around. We need to re-level the boat with the stands, just like a quarter turn on each stand at a time to sort of re-level it. And then we're using levers to recenter the keel just millimeters at a time. This normally goes a lot smoother because on normal keels, you get one really big long keel stud that they use to line up. However, since we were doing all this glass work underneath the keel stub, we couldn't really have anything protruding up underneath the boat because we needed to glass over everything. So it's a bit of a very rare and unique case that we found ourselves in. This isn't recommended at home, and the yard made us swear that this is our responsibility. So if the boat falls over, it's our fault because they didn't want to have anything to do with it. But so far we're making pretty good progress. We're just going around and re-leveling the boat first. Then we'll try to get the keel centered. Then we'll lower the bow so it's level. Then we'll lower the boat and do a dry fit and make sure that it fits properly and there's no weird high spots before we epoxy it together.
Those stainless ones are lining up almost perfectly.
Yeah.
Just that one that's a little bit.
Yeah, it's still a little bit. I mean, the more we get the boat to go back, the more it's going to go in.
And then this one too, just a little bit.
Which way do you want the keel to go? Put it that way, I like. Here.
Should I be moving this?
Quarter inch.
Right here.
All right, I'm looking. Don't make it on the back of that?
It moved a little
It
bit.
did.
It moved
It
like
did.
1/8 of an inch.
Oh, well, the whole boat is moving now
That's
then.
good. It's getting really close. That pipe's gonna bend.
I thought it would already bend earlier.
The bottom of it's already been in.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, there you go.
That's good.
Lined up?
That one will
Almost.
go in. Look at this, guys. It's a pretty good looking bilge. The primer's dry, cut the weep holes in between the different floors. Today we are gonna be bolting our keel back on. We have a very special epoxy that we're using to bed the keel, which gives us maybe about a 1 hour work time. So this morning we're gonna finish leveling the boat, making sure everything's perfect, lowering it maybe just a little bit so that we can put some nuts and washers down here in the bilge. And then we're gonna clean the keel joint really well and clean the lead really well and scuff it up. And then smear a bunch of this epoxy in there and then draw the keel up that last maybe 1/2 inch. It's a very delicate process and in some ways the most important process and the most important part of this whole project, because if the keel is off center of the boat, it's gonna affect our sailing performance for sure. So we wanna make sure it's as centered and as level as absolutely possible. And then we'll put all the bolts on and then let the epoxy cure for a couple of days and then do a preliminary torque of all the bolts. And that'll be it for now. Before we go in the water, we'll re-torque them and make sure everything's still good. But yeah, we're nearing the end. Yesterday we went around the boat and leveled it and lowered it. It's a very long process, but we did get it done. And all of the new bolts are in their holes and all the old bolts are in their holes. Took a little bit of wiggling and adjusting, but everything's looking really good now. So yeah, kind of the last step is to bed it. It's gonna be a very slow and then a very quick process. And hopefully we don't f up, because that would suck after all this hard work to have the keel like crooked or something like that. But yeah, we're almost done. It's going pretty smoothly. So one more big step and then this whole project will be buttoned up.
Before we permanently and officially rebed the keel, there's one more thing that we want to do, and that is to add our signatures onto it. So I already picked my spot. I think I'm gonna right here.
I thought you said you already picked it.
I forgot. I think I'm gonna write it right here and right next to the serial number.
Are you gonna be able to see it?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, there's not that much space to work with.
Yeah, look at that. A little time capsule in there. All right, your turn. Hells yeah.
Yeah, because there's already some sort of like serial number in there, but now we stamped our serial number in there. So 50 years from now, when somebody else takes the keel off, they're gonna know. They're gonna know who put it on. Which way is it blowing in from behind me? Maybe we just put the tarp or the drop cloth up against this side to make sure that they don't get underneath the keel. This is supposed to rain till 5 and it's 1. We were supposed to have 4 more hours to get this done. We just taped off the hull with a drip line, and that seems to be helping for now. But we definitely don't want to put any epoxy down there if there's any moisture in it. So works pretty well. So we are going to be smearing a bunch of special epoxy in this joint to bed the keel joint. It's really, really strong. It's really, really, it has good adhesion, and it just like a tiny little bit of flexibility, so it's not going to crack. It's less flexible than G-Flex, which is what a lot of people bed their keels with, but I think that G-Flex is too flexible. So we're building up like a little dam around the perimeter, so that when all the epoxy comes squishing out of here, it doesn't just drip down the keel. It actually sort of like fills up into this radius, and then when it dries, or when it cures, we'll be able to pop all this foam off and grind it down, and it won't just start running down the side of the keel. We didn't get any water down into the keel joint, so I think we can keep going, and hopefully we'll get done before the rains this afternoon. All right, I think we have weathered the weather. The rain seems to have let up, and it doesn't look like it's gonna start raining again, at least for like an hour. So the plan is we're gonna lower the keel a little bit, and then we're gonna mix up a bunch of our super special epoxy, smear it all in there. We did a dry fit yesterday, so we know just exactly how far we can lower it before it starts glass on lead touching. And then we're gonna put all the nuts on the inside, at least in the middle bolts, and then we're gonna lift the boat up just a little bit so the keel's actually free swinging underneath. So that the center of gravity of the lead is actually completely vertical underneath the boat, because the boat's level. And then we'll go put the rest of the nuts on inside and snug them up equally, and then go home and let the epoxy cure. And then we'll torque them up later. That's the plan.
That's the plan.
Hopefully we get it right or better than it was before. At least not worse than it was before.
I think no matter what we do, it's not going to be worse.
Look at that. The keel's gonna be like this, the boat's gonna be like that. We're gonna be like always canting to one side.
Now.
All right, it's time to mix up some epoxy. Hopefully I can get it mixed and we can get it applied in time before anything bad happens. How gooey this shit is.
Why do you have all these small buckets?
That's how they sent it. I asked for 10 liters and that's what they sent. So, I'll do my best. We've been keeping it cold in the air conditioning all night.
You're gonna put all the base in it first.
I think so. God, that stuff's thick. It's nice.
Okay.
All right, it's actually mixed up pretty well. So now we get to go smear all that on the bottom of the keel. Let's go. Oh. All right.
All right, let's strategy. Let's have like
This out of the
one
way.
person.
Can
Can you bring some cups? Some small cups?
Are we gonna put it in there?
Yeah.
Just gonna take it out of the bucket.
Yeah.
Well, because otherwise the three of us can't. I'll do it at the same time, and also it'll get much less hot if it's separated. Nope, cardboard is better.
Cardboard's better.
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, I'm fine keeping it in the little containers so that it's separated, but like this is a treat. Let's get like an even layer on everything and then finger paint with it for just a minute and then start lowering this thing.
Certainly have enough on there, right?
Yeah, oh for sure. It's just now it's a matter of like evening it out and smoothing it out, avoiding air bubbles, getting it up around the nuts, getting it in between the bolts.
Yeah,
Now it's
between the
icing the
bolts is
cake.
the fun part.
This is looking pretty good.
Use a bit more in the bucket if you want it.
All right, we put all of the epoxy that I bought in there, and we are pretty much, I think we're pretty much ready to lower it down. So the plan is going to be we're going to lower it down until our shims touch. We made special shims that show us when there was like glass on lead touching. We're going to use those shims to kind of judge how far down we're going. And then we're going to stop, and then we're going to put a nut on a couple of bolts inside, and then we're going to lift the whole thing up to make sure the keel's centered. Go from there. Cool, let's do it. Ready?
Yep.
All right. Right. Left side. Yep, half of the time.
Almost there, guys. Keep pushing. One more rep.
All right, it's coming together.
Don't jinx it, Dan. Woo. We're not gonna make graceful thing.
Yep, disappear. Are those loose yet? The shims underneath?
Starting to.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
Quick.
Oh.
Guys, look at this.
Oh, it's been a day.
Look at this.
Look at this.
We have a keel.
We do. Well, I mean,
We had a keel. We have a keel that's now reattached to our sailboat.
yes.
This was such a huge project to finish. We've been knowing we needed to do this since we bought our boat, and we've been sort of dreading it and putting it off. And now it's done.
Now it's done.
The keel is like, I just barely tapped those wedges in. The keel is like
It's
free swinging
so
under the
good.
boat. All the nuts are on.
We still have to remove the foam and
Yeah.
send off.
We're grinding and
fair a little bit, maybe.
Painting and priming and making it look pretty, but
But
it's bad.
this was I'm sorry, I hit you pretty hard.
I got
This
hard.
was the last big project.
Yeah.
I think.
We've been, we were planning to do this project earlier in the refit, but coordinating with Mike's schedule was really tricky. And yeah, but we finally got it done. And now it's done.
Now it's done.
And that's just it's so solid. Like I'm not even sure I'm going to be able to describe how satisfying it was, how stiff our boat is, because
Oops.
let me see if I can do my best. We lowered the boat down, right, until our little shims that told us that that's as low as we needed to go to the keel to make sure we don't have like lead touching fiberglass. Then I went inside and put 3 nut and washers on, 1 in the front and 2 skinny ones in the back, just snug, just hand tight. And then I came back outside, and 1 turn of each jack stand lifted the boat up so that the keel was off the ground.
Yeah.
Like,
Super stiff.
I don't know. That's wild. I don't know if I'm doing a good job explaining how stiff that is. But like lifting a boat up with 4 jack stands, 1 turn to lift a 5,000 pound piece of lead is insane. So I'm really happy with how all of the glass work and all of the work and all of the tabbing and bulkheads that we've done inside the boat has just stiffened her up so much.
Yeah.
And now the keel is just outrageously solid as well. It's just, I can't wait to go sailing again.
Yeah.
And just enjoy all this hard work.
And it rained earlier, so we were
Yeah.
nervous that this wasn't gonna be a day for that. But then it stopped raining, and the sun came back, and then
And we just went for it.
just
We
went
weren't
for
sure if
it.
it was going to rain again, but we just went
Yeah.
for it, and it worked.
it worked.
And now all the
Here we are.
epoxy is like nice and kind of gummy, and you know, it could get wet. It's not going to affect it at all. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm so happy. Thanks for all your hard work.
Congratulations.
It's almost my birthday too.
Yes.
I get a keel for my birthday. Lucky me.
Yeah.
Hashtag adult sailor life.
Birthday.
We're gonna go to bed.
Is this the end of the episode?
Yes.
No.
Why?
That, it just started. Can't be the end.
What do you mean it just started?
I think the episode just started.
I don't think it
We're
just started.
probably if I have to predict the editing, we're probably like
halfway through an episode.
7 minutes in. Wait,
Alright.
what happened in this episode?
I don't even know. I don't even know what happened this week. It has been a blur. It's Sunday. We got started on this last Saturday. So that's 8 days of work.
Yeah.
That's wild. And now all we have to do is wait for this epoxy to cure for a couple of days. And then we'll do like an 80% torque of all the keel bolts. And then we're going to move the boat around a few times to go into the paint shed and blah, blah, blah. And then just before we go in the water, we'll probably retorque them all and just to their full spec and make sure they're all good. And then, yeah, so that'll be later. But yeah, we just need to make it pretty again. And this job's done. I'm so happy.
I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of you. You worked really hard. This has been quite the project, man.
Yeah.
We're doing all like glass work, which seems like a lifetime ago, which was 2 days ago.
I know.
Oh my
But 2
God.
episodes ago.
We've done so much
For you guys,
work.
it's like 2 weeks ago. But
We've
for
done
us,
so much work in
was
such a
2
short amount of time. It's kind of wild. But yeah, I'm really glad. So if this isn't the end of the episode, then you'll see us starting to sand and fair and prime this thing and making it look good tomorrow. And if not, we'll see you next week.
see you next week. I'm just going to say cheers now in case it's the end of the episode. Cheers.
It's not the end of the video.
Kiko was correct.
Ta-da! We're still here and you're still here. We spent the last couple of hours sanding off like the whole joint of the keel.
That looks
And
really good.
it looks so good. Look at this. Look how beautiful this is.
It's pretty cool to feel that like it's a full 1/4 inch, 5, maybe 6 millimeters wider because of all the glass that we put on it. And so, yeah, we have a little bit of fairing to do, but first we need to put a coat of primer on so the fairing filler has something to stick to.
Yeah.
So Kika's wiping it down with acetone. I'm gonna go mix up some primer and then we're gonna make it look like this never happened.
I know, it's gonna look, yeah. It's like,
It's gonna look good. Finally.
finally, I'm so excited. All right, well,
Yeah.
you ready?
Yeah, keep wiping. I'm gonna go
Let's
mix paint.
do this.
All right, so it has been a couple of days since we bedded the keel, and so the epoxy's had a good amount of time to cure. And so now the last thing to do is torque all of the keel bolts. We put like a bit of snug on them before, but nothing official. And since our original keel bolts are bronze and they're only 5/8 of an inch, they take a lot less torque than the new stainless steel ones. They're also 50 years old, so we're probably not going to torque them to like full spec anyway. But the stainless ones are new, so we will torque those. And from our research, it looks like the stainless bolts take about 3 times more torque than the bronze ones will, which is quite convenient because Mike left us this 3-to-1 torque converter, which is kind of cool. So like if you put in 100 Newton meters on this side, 300 come out the other side, you can kind of see it has a geared ratio in there, which is pretty sweet, which means you can use a much smaller torque wrench to get up to the outrageous amount of torque we need to put on these new stainless steel bolts. So I'll be able to set this one up, torque the bronze ones, and then use this with the same torque because it's 3 times stronger to torque the stainless ones. We're gonna start small and work our way up and kind of evenly distribute the load around. Hopefully we don't break any of our old keel bolts. That would suck. I'm only gonna put about 80% of final torque on them now, and then we're gonna move our boat a bunch in the next couple of months, and then right before we launch, we'll torque them again and make sure nothing moved. So this is kind of like an initial round of torquing.
Torque, 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 and the burp. Okay.
Okay. Now we can get the monster down there. So that was 50%, which is 50 Newton meters, which is good. That's 60, that's 75. So this is technically 75%. A beast. All right, so we've got all the stainless bolts up to about 75% of their final torque. But we're noticing that the bronze bolts are pushing their washers down and causing them to cave in a little bit. Because the hole that we drilled around them to drop them is a little bit bigger than the bolt, and so that washer is just sort of like crushing down inside of it. So we're gonna have to either double or triple stack the washers or get a slightly thicker like bronze backing plate made for each of them before we can do the final torque on those. But those are easy because we can use our regular torque wrench for those because they don't require nearly the same high level of torque as the stainless ones do. So we were only able to get the bronze ones to about 50%, but that's plenty to like move the boat around. It's probably more torque than they had on them 2 weeks ago. And we'll figure out a solution for those before we go back in the water. But that's it. They're torqued enough for now and we can go to bed. And this project's pretty much done for now, which is really exciting. Bilge is looking really good. The bolts are looking good, the keel's looking good, and it's back on, it's super stiff and it's super solid. And I feel like all that work we've done over the last couple of weeks has been absolutely worth it. But I'm exhausted. It's time to go to bed.
Yeah.
I've got like this whole level of like anxiety that's like slowly washing away, causing the exhaustion to raise.